Hey, I hope your week is going well. We are on video number 2 for the best comments and answers. All right, so we are going to jump right into this now. As I always say, if this is too much for you, if you don't want to deal with this, if you have no clue what a factual based dispute is, or if you think that using templates is fine, you need my help. To see if I can actually help you, click on the link. It's going to be down in the description. It always is. expertcreditsweeps.com/bookonline. Now, before I jump into this, I do want to mention that I have added something new. So you can get the credit builder card. This is not a self-lender. This is something totally different. And you can get 2 secured lines per person. To double that, if you have a spouse or whatever, have them sign up as well. Add you as an authorized user if that is an option. And you can do it both ways. All right, so let's get back to this. All right, I hope you can read this. Let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger. That is better. Okay. Would a fail to pay on a charge off be considered the same as a past due or late? Also, what if a charge off was sold to a collection company, but the collection company never reported to the bureaus and the original creditor remains on the credit reports, full balance and all? Okay, so let's just chop this down real quick. Failed to pay on a charge off, it's not the same technically, it's not the same technically as a past due or late, but you need to look at it like this. Anything after the account has been closed is considered activity and the account needs to be removed. As you can see, when I need to prove a point or I want you to listen or there's something that I really want to say, I slow it down and I drop my voice. Why? Because you need to pay attention, okay? I put so much stuff into these videos and sometimes I either speak too quickly or people just don't catch what I'm saying. So sometimes we need to slow it down, all right? Anything after the close date, anything after the account has been closed off, anything after that date is considered activity. And the account needs to be removed, okay? I don't just, come up with this stuff, all right? That is the way that it is. You don't need a law to reference it, dispute it, and remove it. Now, if it was sold to a collection agency but they're not reporting, that's okay. The only time that it is double jeopardy is when you have the original account plus the collection agency and they are both reporting the balance, okay, or past due, or monthly payment, or whatever it is. If it's simply the one creditor, that's fine. You just have to dispute it to remove it. How do you dispute a charge off? Use any of my videos and it'll show you how to do it. All right, so next one, K Jr. What if you're getting, what if you're getting letters from Midland stating that they cannot sue for the debt because it's past the statute of limitations? I love this one. But they continue to report it to the bureaus. Data loss activity is over 3 years old. Okay, so what you need to understand is that there's a statute of limitations for reporting on your credit report, and then there's a statute of limitations for your state for how long a company can take you to court, right? So you have 2 totally different statute of limitations. So for them taking you to court, every single state is different. It goes anywhere from, I would say, 3 years, it's either 3 or 4 years, all the way up to 15. I mean, 15 is like, I don't even know how they got to 15, but it's like Wisconsin or one of those states. They're the ones that have 15 years. So they can literally come after you for 15 years. But otherwise, the average is 4. Okay, so let's just say that the statute of limitation for a debt is 4 years. That means that they can come after you for 4 years to collect the debt. After that, they can still attempt to collect, but they can't take you to court over it. Now, whether or not you live in Wisconsin or New York or Nevada or, I don't know, California, it's going to report the same amount of time on your credit report. So it's 7.5 years for charge offs and whatnot from the date of last activity. That's literally the date that you stop paying and never paid again. For collections, it's 7 years. So those dates are never going to change, and bankruptcies have different dates. So, anywho, the entire point is that the only way to remove something that is still within the statute of limitations is to dispute it. Okay. What if there is a dispute in process, but now I find something else with a different collection agency? Can I send this new dispute out, or do I have to wait until till the others are finalized? Thank you. So the reason I'm using this one is because I get this question all the time. Do I have to wait the full 30 days? Now that I've heard back from Experian, can I send out my dispute? It's only been 2 weeks. It's only been 3 days. It's only been yada yada. I got the thing via email saying that they've completed my investigation, but I sent it out last week. No, dude, you need to wait the full 30 days because if you dispute again, they're going to treat it as additional information, and now it turns from 30 days into 45 days. Now, for you, C. Carm, this is a little bit different. This is a different collection agency. So, yes, you can send out a new dispute on this new account, and you do not have to wait the 30 days. You do not have to wait until everything's been finalized. And here's your second one. If there's an account from the original creditor in TransUnion and it states an open account, but it's from a few years back and it's listed as a charge off, how can this be tackled? So, I really go over this in all of my videos, but considering that they were back to back comments, I am just adding it in here. All right, so it says that it's open, but it's from a couple years back and it's listed as a charge off. There's a couple of problems with this statement. It cannot be open if it's a charge off because charge offs are closed, right? So that right there is your dispute reason. You can remove it because it's reporting inaccurately as an open account when a charge off is closed. And I just want to throw one thing in here because I've heard it like 100 times today, and that's a total exaggeration. So a bunch of people are telling me that they have accounts where they're charged off or they're in collections and the balance keeps going up. So I'm not like a rocket scientist with this stuff, and I don't claim to be like the most knowledgeable in the world. Like, I'm really good at what I do, but I don't know everything, and I don't plan on knowing everything. Okay, so this is just my assumption based off of my training and my years doing this. But um, once an account is charged off or in collections, that balance should not go up. Um, I know that on certain loans, though, and certain types of credit, that can happen. Also, when an account goes to collections, they can add collection fees, attorney fees, court fees. So, but I don't think that it's like an ongoing thing. I don't think that it's like, they added $2 on this one and $2 on the next one and whatnot, which was actually what somebody told me today. It goes up at $2 every month. I don't see how that's possible. But once again, that is just my assumption. That is just my guesstimate at this. You can't really use it to dispute it unless you can find something stating that for that type of loan or credit or service that it was not part of the agreement and or part of your state law or the FCRA or whatever that says that it can go up like that. Okay, Jonathan, do you have to send ID and SSN each letter? Yes, you have to send it in two places. Number one, it's ID, SSN, and proof of address. It is not just ID and SSN. Your ID cannot be used as proof of address. Your SSN cannot be used as ID. All right, so you're sending your identification, your driver's license, your state ID, your military ID, your passport, your whatever, your social security card, which is that's proof right there. But if you don't have your social security card, which is actually a problem some of my clients have, you can send out anything, anything, anything with your social on it. So whether that be a W-2 or whether that be any other tax form for that matter, then it is what it is. A statement from the IRS, a statement from the Social Security Administration, anything with your social on it. As far as a proof of address is going to be utility bill, supplemental bank statement, pay stub, W-2, or anything that I already listed. Voter's registration, stuff like that. Just use common sense with this, okay? Has to be dated within the last 90 days. So yes, you do have to update every 90 days. You cannot be disputing for a year and be sending something that you started using a year ago. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so that was the first thing. The second thing is yes, you have to put this information, your name, date of birth, social, on every single letter, in addition to sending in the copies. If you do not, they're going to reject your letter. They're going to tell you that you didn't send something in, and now you just wasted anywhere between 5 days to 30 days, and you got to do it all over again. And you can't use the same dispute reason because they'll say that you already used it, even though they didn't investigate. And you don't want to put yourself in that position. All right, Shane, most of this is simply responded to with the creditor has verified the information is accurate. We will not reinvestigate unless you have new information to provide. So I chose this for a very, very, very specific reason. Look at the last part of this. Unless you have new information to provide. Okay, guys, look, what is factual based disputing? It is taking the facts directly from your credit report, the information that these creditors are actually reporting about your account, and you're taking that information and putting it into your dispute letter and telling them why the accounts don't belong, or why it needs to be deleted, or why it needs to be corrected, or why they need to stop reporting it, right? So every single time you send out a new dispute letter, you are using a new dispute reason, right? Every single time. There are no templates. There's no reusing this. There's no borrowing this from that letter over there or something that you found online. No, it is new and relevant information. So when Experian sends you this letter that says the creditor has verified the information is accurate, we will not reinvestigate unless you have new and relevant information, or you have documentation from the court or directly from the creditor. That's a load of BS. You are going to take your next dispute reason on that hierarchy, and you're going to send in your letter, and you're going to tell them you need to investigate this because you're an asshole. Okay? Next one, DeMonte. What to do if they correct the account instead of deleting the account? You use the next dispute reason. Now, is there an alternate option? Absolutely. Challenge them. Challenge them. Okay. Stop limiting yourself. Stop limiting your results. Stop limiting the process. Stop hindering the process. Okay. This cannot go anywhere if you are not thinking outside the box. You have all the tools available to you. You have all the downloads available, or you have access to a ton of videos. You have access to a ton of paid content. You have access to everything that I put out. And everything that I put out tells you to start here, then you go here, then you go here, then you go here, then you go here. All right? It's like walking in a straight line, right? Or taking a walk with your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, your mom, your dad. You're walking down the street and you're putting one foot in front of the other most of the time, right? I mean, unless you're taking a step to the side because there's dog shit on the floor. I mean, you're literally just taking one step in front of, one, two, one, two, one, two, right? It's the same thing that with the dispute, you're starting in a very specific place and something occurs naturally after that. It is your next dispute reason. It is your next dispute reason. It is the next dispute reason. Going on and going on and going on. We have the inverted pyramid. We have the digital flows. We have all these different things at our disposal, and it's very simply to teach you what to look for and how to use it. But you have to know that one thing leads to another. Okay, you're not going to take one step forward and then instead of taking your next step forward like you would if you were doing, like the sobriety test, now you're taking your foot and you're sticking it to the side. And now when you stick it to the side, guess what happens? Now you're changing direction and you don't want to change direction. If we go back a couple of months, I did what do you call those things? I created a presentation online, and I don't remember what I named it, but obviously it had to do with dispute reasons. Maybe it was like the dispute reason advance something or other, or maybe it was the one before that. But anywho, point being, I called it something having to do with knowing what your intent is and the direction of your disputes. So you can think about this the same way. You want to be headed in one direction, right? I'm going to go straight. Once you go and take your foot and stick it slightly angled to the left, now you're headed in a different direction. Okay? You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So when they're telling you no, you need to challenge them, or use what they're sending and say, okay, well, this is what you asked for. That's fine. I don't give a shit. This is my next dispute reason, and that dispute reason might just be the key to removal. Because you have to remember, guys. Oh, I've got a headache. You have to remember, they are not there to help you. The bureaus are not there to help you. The creditors are not there to help you. The collection agencies are not there to help you. They are there to make money off of you. Your information is expensive when it is inaccurate, because inaccuracies are normally, negative information, and negative information normally has a lower credit score, and a lower credit score normally equals a higher APR, and a higher APR means the creditors get more money, which means that they're looking for you. You are their target market, and so they're going to pay a premium for your information directly from the credit bureaus, and the credit bureaus are not in the business of credit. They're in the business of obtaining, maintaining, and selling your data. Okay, you need to keep this at the forefront of your mind. They have no incentive to help you. So the first couple of rounds of disputes, like the responses you're going to get, are, this has been verified or certified to be accurate. Certified, I have something to say about that as well, but certified or verified to be accurate unless you send some new information, blah 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 blah, or they're going to say that you didn't send in your ID when it was clearly on the same piece of paper or on the back of it or whatever, or we don't understand the nature of your dispute. They can only do this so many times before they have to actually investigate. Okay, so don't do them any favors by sending in crap that they can just turn around and send you a template like in return. Okay, you send a template, they're gonna send one. You send in factual based disputes, yeah, they might hassle you for, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 rounds, but after that, you're going to start getting your deletions. Okay, it happens every single time. If you are using the information that I provide to you, then you are going to be getting the results. Okay, but you have to put in the work. You also have to remember that people are creatures of habit. We are all impatient. We want the whole, get rich quick dispute. This overnight, it's going to fall off. In 60 days, there's going to be a cure for cancer. Just pay $500,000. I mean, everything is, you know, okay, you are running out of time, you're going to go and get something from fast food, right? Instead of going and buying your chicken and cooking your chicken in the oven, and now 4 hours have passed because you had to wait for the damn chicken to cook. Now you got to make the rice, and the rice takes 40 minutes right there. And so by 10 o'clock at night, now you're eating. Okay, no, everybody wants fast food. Everybody wants the microwave plan, okay? We are not using the microwave with this. We are putting our shit in the oven and we are cooking it. It is tasting good, and we are going to eat that shit with a smile on our face, right? That is what you need to look at this that way. We do not want microwave disputes. Okay, we are not drinking that Kool-Aid with the 609. We are not drinking the Kool-Aid with the 1681. We are not drinking the Kool-Aid with 611. We're not drinking the Kool-Aid with the 604 or the 605 or the 60. Doesn't matter. 6, 7, 8, 9s, all of that is irrelevant. Everything is factual based disputes. I don't care if you don't know what the law is that is attached to it. It's facts directly on the credit report. If you have eyeballs and you have half a brain, you can look at your credit report and you can see that this information does not coincide with each other. Like, it just, like, one is not two is not three. If you go back like a year or a year and a half, I came out with I don't know if it was 1 or 2 videos called Sesame Street disputes or something, or something having to do with as easy as Sesame Street. Because if you remember, like, I don't know if you ever watched Sesame Street, but if you did, remember they taught you one of these things is not like the other, one of these things just doesn't belong. That is what you need to do with your disputes. I mean, I laugh because it's like so simple, but that's the way that you need to do this. Remember, you got to put your thinking cap on. You have to really think about this stuff, okay? All right, I'm gonna stop laughing and we're gonna move forward. But I said certify or verify. Okay, so a client had texted me a picture of his results from Experian, and I would actually go and show it to you right now, but I don't feel like pausing this and then going and finding it because I'd have to look up his phone number first. But anywho, it said these accounts are certified, not verified, certified to be accurate from the creditor. All right, hold the hell up. Who certified? And how did they certify? And with what documentation did they certify it? And, like, where's the documentation? And did I ask you to certify it? No, I told you that you're reporting 3 different dates last active and that you have a monthly payment on a closed account and that you have a balance on a paid account and that, there's 3 different years in the date last paid and that your high balance is lower than the balance and all of that. So how could you possibly ever in a million years certify, quote unquote, certify this information to be verified as accurate? Who is stupid enough to certify this information? Those are my thoughts. All right, going on. Comment by the same person. Total credit, and I think this person meant credit check total, maybe, will not show me detailed info of all 3 bureaus side by side, for only shoe name of accounts. Okay, so what I think you're saying is that you're not getting detailed information from all 3 bureaus side by side. So whether it's total credit, credit check total, privacy guard, blah, 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 the only place that you should be getting your credit report from is Identity IQ Credit Monitoring. They charge $30 on their website, but if you want to use my link, it's going to be down in the description. It's only $21.99 a month. If you want to pay full price, do you. But if you want to save $8 or so per month and you want a better membership than they even offer on their website, then go ahead and click on my link. $21.99 a month for Identity IQ. Now, I will tell you that with Identity IQ and the Credit Builder card, I am an affiliate. So anytime that you click on my links and sign up for anything that I promote, I may get a commission. All right. So I just wanted to put that out there so that you know that. All right. So moving on, Lex Charles. Let's just scroll down a little bit. All right. I have an old Sprint bill in collections from 2009, but every couple of years I notice the collection agency keeps updating the date to keep it active, even though I've never spoken to them or been contacted by them. What should I do? Well, you have 2 options. Well, you always have more than 2 options, but these are the 2 options that I think would be best for you. I would either dispute this as having been re-aged, because that's exactly what's going on, right? They are re-aging it, which basically only happens if you pay it or you legally verify it or, anything like that. Or you dispute it and they update the date to be an active date. All right, so you can dispute it like that as an illegal re-age pursuant to you know what? Let's not use any of the pursuant tos and laws. It's illegal. Shouldn't have been re-aged. Delete it. All right. Now, the second thing is you can use the VOD series. If you want the validation of debt series letter 1 for free, you can get at expertcreditsweeps.com/V as in Victor, O as in Oscar, D as in Delta. All right. VOD, validation of debt. If you want letters 2, 3, 4, and the Bureau series that goes with it, you can access that at gumroad.com, and that's GUM road.com/Vargas Consulting. You're looking for the VOD and Bureau series, and I think it's like only $8. All right. So it kind of goes with the next one with Tanny Harris. I'm currently disputing a medical bill, VOD letter method first round. I love the way that you put that. That was just like music to my ears. Someone speaks my language. It was so beautiful. Anywho, I'm currently disputing a medical bill, VOD letter method first round. In other words, VOD letter 1 with third-party collection agency Paragon Group. They sent me back an itemized statement of medical charges. This basically legitimate? Answer to that is no. Should I now focus my dispute attention to the credit bureaus? The answer to that is no. Should be concurrent. Also, I've heard a lot of people using the HIPAA violation technique to get medical collections removed. You could. I would love to know your thoughts and or advice on this. Thank you. P.S. You're awesome. Smiley face. Thank you very much, Tanny. And let's go one by one with this. All right, so there is not just letter one, there's also two, three, and four. Additionally, there's the bureau disputes that go with it, letters one, two, three, and four. Even furthermore, there's another letter that can be used with the bureaus, and this one can be a template, only because of the type of debt or account that you're disputing. But it's basically where, the collection agency did not verify with me. They didn't send me something with my signature. So what the hell are they sending you, and why aren't you providing this to me, right? You have that option, as well as, like I mentioned, the extra letters that you can find at Gumroad, GUMROAD.com/Vargas Consulting. It's $8. All right. But if you are going to, dispute this with the bureaus, start it as unknown. You need to prove to me. You need to prove to me, not the other way around, that this account belongs to me, that I ever had services, that I ever had credit, and that I signed something stating that I agreed to pay or owe this debt. All right, so I'm not saying that that's what you should put in the letter, because that it's not. I'm saying this so that you can understand the type of dispute that you actually want to send. All right, so what you're actually doing here is, okay, what the hell was I going to say? So letter one, do unknown. Letter two, challenge their method of verification. But you have to remember, and I wouldn't put this in the letter. This is just for like your knowledge or whatnot, and you can go and look this up. But Cushman versus TransUnion from 1997 congressional opinion was that the bureaus have a grave responsibility to ascertain that the information in your credit report is reported accurately, right? So when you send a dispute and they come back and say, no, it's, verified, basically what happens is that you now need to send another dispute, and they need to go beyond the original source of information to ascertain, once again, that the account is actually accurate. So they can't just be parroting whatever the collector or the creditor is saying. And in this lawsuit, TransUnion was basically saying, once we say that it's verified, that's it. I wash my hands of you. What's done is done, and you're screwed. But Congress stated, no, 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 it doesn't work like that, because that would basically mean that anybody can submit anything saying that anybody owes them anything. I mean, if it were like that, I would create an invoice, I would send it to the White House, and I would tell the president that he owes me $5 trillion and that it's payable within 30 days. And if not, it's going to be posted to his credit report. So, I mean, like, what? No, I mean, even to take someone to court, you have to first do a demand letter, and if they don't answer, then you have to go and file it, and you got to pay like $100 some odd, and you have to have someone serve them. Then you have to go to court, and you have to prove your case, and if you win, now you can try to, do something about getting your money. But I mean, everything has a process with this. You can't just say this person owes me money, and yes, it's verified. I don't have to show you though that there's no signature. I'm telling it to you, so you need to take my word for it. It doesn't work like that. Now, I wouldn't use the whole HIPAA violation technique, but hey, do you? It is another technique out there. It's just not one that I use. All right, so Eleanor, hello. If the company never sold the account but it's closed and only shows reporting with one bureau, would it be considered inaccurate for me to dispute? I mean, you're really not giving me much information. I mean, the original company still has it because they never sold it, but it's closed. Okay, so you have a closed account and it's only reporting on one bureau. So I'm assuming that because of the information that you provided, that you're assuming that the account must report to all three bureaus, and because of that, it's inaccurate. The answer to that is no. Um, each company subscribe monthly or annually to whichever bureaus that they want to. TransUnion is the cheapest, Equifax is in the middle, Experian is the most expensive. So smaller companies will only report to TransUnion, while medium-sized companies will report to Equifax and TransUnion, and the larger companies, such as credit cards, will report to all three. So just because it's only on one doesn't mean anything. All right, so you really didn't give me much information to go off of, but that is what I would have to say about that. Okay, and I don't want to say your name wrong, so hi, Kristen. Quick question. Is there anything that can be done when a closed collection account is reporting failure to pay every month? This is kind of like the first question. Is this the same as a collection company reporting late payments? You know what? Let's go up and look to see who that first person was. That was Tria VTF. And if you look at this, would a failed to pay on a charge off be considered the same as a past due or late? So the questions that you have, someone else is going to have as well. So that's why I do these videos, and you can actually see firsthand that people have the same questions. So if I find that multiple people are asking it, or I know that it's an important question, I'll add it in on one of the videos. All right, so last night I was actually recording this, and for whatever reason, I had some technical issues. So I am re-recording this and starting where I left off. All right, so the next one is, what if a collection has a paid month when I've had no contact with them? That should be removed, right? I feel like they did that to update the account and hurt my score. Okay, so the answer to that is very simply that most of the time, that's the way that the bureaus are reporting it, not even the creditor. So the way that you go about this is to dispute, just like you're saying, the payment history, or if it's a third party collector, you can use the VOD series and the unknown series with the bureaus, or if it's a debt buyer, you're going to use the debt buyer dispute reasons. All right. Next one. So you're saying in the history, after 30, 60, etc., it shouldn't say anything, charge off, etc. Okay, so there should be, obviously if you were late, 30, 60, 90, 120, 180 charge off, depending on what type of account it is. It could just say that you were late and then it got charged off, like with possibly a repossession. Okay, so after it has been charged off and closed, there should not be anything. There shouldn't be anything. There shouldn't be anything. All right. Guys, listen to me. After there is a closed account, after the account is closed, there shouldn't be any activity. There shouldn't be any history. How is there activity on a closed account? It is closed, and therefore there's no activity, okay? Unless you pay it, obviously. All right, so that's the end of the comments. These are my recent deletions. Well, not all of them, obviously, but some of them. So the point behind this is to show you that when you use factual based disputes, you can get a crap load of deletions just in one round. Look at the dates: 11-2, 11-2, 11-2. These are charge offs, and this is a collection, even though it reports as a charge off. Deleted, 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 deleted. All right, we have kind of a mix right here: collections, charge offs, deleted, 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 deleted. All right. These are scores. This one went up 125 points. This one up 70. This one up 86. Okay, and this is 4 rounds, starting from the bottom in the 500s and now in the mid 600s. So, yes, when you use factual based disputes, you will get your results. Okay, this is 1 round, and it went from 566. 492 to 566. This one's backwards. Went up 74. And these didn't go up anything. All right, so this is all, let's look. This is round, we have round 1, and then we had a creditor round, so we waited a little bit and then did a second bureau round. And then these are all the deletions, and then I was done with that file. That was it. There were 2 bureau rounds, 1 creditor round, and that was it. They're done. Deleted, 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 deleted. Okay? 1 round right here. 188 points, 163 points, 183 points. If you are not getting results like this or better, okay, these are my average results. If you are not getting these scores or better, then you are doing something wrong, okay? And here's a small one: portfolio, credit 1, portfolio, deleted, 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 deleted. Here's from October. Deleted, 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 deleted. We have collections, charge off, state collection services. Okay, let me just tell you, the reason I'm showing you that one is because that account is like almost impossible to remove. Right? So when you are doing the right thing, you will get the results. If you're not doing the right thing, then you are not going to get the results. If you think that it's as simple as sending out one round of dispute, you are highly mistaken. You are drinking the Kool-Aid, okay? And it is Kool-Aid that I am not making in my pitcher at home for my kids, okay? They are not drinking that damn Kool-Aid. Apparently you are, and you need to fix it. If you are watching this video, it's either because you love me and you're a subscriber, or because you have issues with your credit and you need to fix them. So either A, need to watch my videos and learn how to do this, or B, contact me to do this for you. Alright, look, 185 points, 198 points, 178 points. That's in 1, 2, 3 rounds. We went from 490 to 517 to 675. 485 to 513 to 683. 494 to 516 to 672. Alright? Look. Collection. Look at portfolio. Credit 1. JH portfolio. Guys, this is very simple. Use the information on your report. City, Navient, late payments, charge-offs, okay? Collection, charge-offs. This is the way you do it. This is what you do. If you need assistance, if you need help, if you don't want to do this yourself, then contact me, hit me up, whatever. So I guess that's it. I have a ton of videos coming out, including understanding your enemy. If you need help, go and schedule that call with me. expertcreditsweeps.com/book online. All right. I guess that's it. I really don't have anything else to say. All right, that's my son calling for me, so I have to go. You guys have a great one, and I will see you tomorrow.